Hello everyone, and welcome back to part 2 of our series on some of the things that I have learned during my 26 years of being in full-time ministry. So here I'm going to start off with having the right perspective in life in order to establish your vision. Perspective is so important because we could view certain failures in life as a failure, or we could view them as a stepping stone. And I remember the times when I had absolutely no money when I first arrived in America, and I felt like I was living below the poverty level. I had absolutely nobody, nothing to start with, and I did feel like a failure, like all of a sudden, why did God bring me all the way here so that He told me I was going to study, I was going to travel and speak, and yet the very first beginning of those stages of establishing that vision are so hard and so hard for me to understand and to see how in the world am I going to make it. So I decided to have the right perspective. I was standing in front of the praying hands at Oral Roberts University, where our college, Victory Bible Institute, was just right across the street, and our housing was right there as well. And looking at those praying hands, I saw myself inside of the praying hands. And that's when the Lord spoke to me and He said, "Ceitci, you're never alone. As long as you're inside of my praying hands, every single circumstance that comes against you will always go around my praying hands. You will be untouched." So all of a sudden, my perspective on the circumstances changed. I knew that God had brought me to this place. I knew that there was a plan and a purpose for me, and I just had to go through the process. So that perspective gave me the new endurance and the new resilience in the time when nothing was making sense in my life. And I remember to this day how I saw myself in those praying hands, and they gave me the courage. They gave me the strength to continue on and to not give up in the time when nothing was happening. So be encouraged today, having the right perspective in life. Ask yourself, what can I see differently in this situation right now that God is speaking into my heart so that I can overcome the current impossibility? The next thing that I want to tell you here is pay attention. Why? Because there's so much happening around us, and if we don't pay attention to what God is speaking to us, what people are doing, what we're learning, it is so easy to bypass our successes and to not learn anything from our failures. So every time I do accomplish something and I feel like, wow, this is a new opportunity, new strength that I just developed, I write it down. I have a specific journal that is not just a daily journal, it's a journal of my successes, a journal of things that I perhaps didn't hit the mark on, and then I write, what did I learn during the time of success? What did I learn from this opportunity where I can do it better next time? I don't ever just call it a failure, I call it a new experience. I give myself the option to never call myself that I'm a failure. I am someone who is on a journey of discovery, just like you are. So every single time we make a mistake, we haven't failed, we're just learning from that particular opportunity, and we're paying attention. The next point here is staying flexible. Oh my goodness, staying flexible is so important if you are in business or in ministry. And I will tell you why, because you will have circumstances that just show up in life. And you may have today a list of 5 things that you need to do. I'm usually one of those people that has lists every single day of things that I'm going to be accomplishing. And I actually love taking my little pen or pencil and marking them off when I get them done. Well, I cannot tell you how many times someone disturbs my list, a circumstance shows up, an impossibility erupts, or I miss a plane connection, or all of a sudden someone is sick or passes away. There are circumstances in life that will happen because that's just how life is. They will disturb our agenda, they will disturb our life to the core of who we are. And it's very important for us that during that time that we're staying flexible, leaning into that season, because every season is different. And I have learned that flexibility causes you not to compare the seasons of every single time you go through something in life to say, well, this is how I did it last time, this is how I'm going to do it this time. No, flexibility says, this is different, and I'm going to ask God's wisdom and understanding of how to do this, how to walk through this journey in a different way. And then number 7 here on my list of 8 points is that we are to get better, not get bitter. When I was in Bible college, my pastor at the time, Pastor Billy Joe Doherty, repeated that every single day. You will have opportunities, he would say, to get bitter, but don't get bitter, get better. And I thought, what does he mean by that? I am not bitter at anything. Life is just exciting at 19. I am just starting my journey of discovery of how I'm going to be in full-time ministry. And then I started full-time ministry. And wow, I was amazed at how many people just intentionally or unintentionally lie to you, hurt you, steal from you, discourage you. I mean, it was not easy. And to this day, it's never going to be easy. But I chose that instead of getting bitter at all of these people around me that some days I don't just like, that I'm going to get better through that I'm going to view them as my invisible mentor, that their no means a new opportunity to me, that their criticism causes me to rise above it and to become better at whatever I've been criticized at. So look at life knowing that getting bitter is not an option, but getting better through that circumstance is the way to go. And the last but not least is choosing the right partners and choosing the right friends in your life. It is so important to have at least 1 or 2 key people that are confidants in your life, that you could share your deepest desires and secrets so that they can keep you on track. When I was younger, I thought that everybody was my best friend, and I treated them as such. I mean, everyone came into my life, and I thought, wow, we're going to be best friends. And then I realized that not every person should be allowed to come all the way into the bedroom of my heart. Some people are going to stay in the garden of my heart. Others are going to be in the living room. And then only the ones that I choose are going to be in that close proximity to my closest desires, dreams, emotions, and feelings and thoughts. So do not just go around giving everything that is in your heart out to the world. Speak wisely with those around you and hold things into your heart that perhaps only you and the Lord would discuss. But choose your friends wisely, because that will take you onto the long journey of success and of fulfilling the desires that God has placed in your heart to do. So stay tuned. I will see you again soon with another segment.